Hey, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. This is the missionary. I think I'm like 1 or 2 minutes off. I'm not sure if my clocks are a little slow or what it is, but I was going to come in to do relationship talk today. It looks like a lot of people have bad weather, and I'm thinking some people are probably in. And so, you guys trying to see anybody's going to tune in or any of my friends available. Anybody out here? Hey, how you doing, Miss Mandeville? What's going on, niece? Kiss my little nephew for me. I'm sure he's doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Hello. Come on in. Hello, Mr. McLove. Mr. McLove, okay. I like your name. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in with the missionary. Mr. Ellis, good afternoon. How are you? How are you? Hey, Miss Staley, how are you? Good afternoon. Hello. Hi. Hey. How are you all on this blustery afternoon? Gosh, it's so chilly here. Man, everybody should be hunkering down. They look like they're trying to have a big old storm coming through. So we're going to be talking about breaking the code. Breaking the code. We talking about relationship talk today. It's good to see you all tuning in. I know you may have to bounce off in and out, but come on back and take this ride with me. This Saturday afternoon, I enjoy coming in, having fun. You know, yes, I love the Lord. Yes, I'm a church girl, but I like to have fun. Hey, Miss Minor, thank you for tuning in. I like to laugh. I like to have a good time. I like to talk about relevant topics. And everybody's not married. Some people, well, let me ask y'all something. Do y'all go around asking people their marital status? I just never been that person. I just think unless I'm in your face and we're having conversation and I'm expressing the interest in you in that way, to me, that's you like asking me something personal. Hello, Mr. Musa. Thank you for tuning in. This is the missionary. We coming in talking about breaking the code. We breaking the code today. I want to talk about that. You know, how sometimes in relationships, have you ever broke the trust of any person in a relationship that either ended your friendship, it either ended or changed your friendship, your marriage, or your initial meeting? It's breaking the code. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Have you ever broken the trust in any relationship? Has the trust in the relationship ever changed as a result of you breaking the code in a marriage, a friendship, or an initial meeting? Amen. So how many of you know if it's a relationship and it's not built on trust, you don't have anything. That does that. Hey, hello, Mr. Musa. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for joining. This the missionary again. We're gonna talk about breaking the code. So I was laughing because the first time I really heard that statement was like back in the day for you movie buffs. What's that? Taraji P. Henson and what's that dude? Tyrese Nim. And he was talking about, baby, I wouldn't break the code. I wouldn't break the. He was already lying. I mean, he was lying. Talking about not breaking the code. Now, I guess in this particular sense, it was that, I guess she was like not for him not to be fraternizing with women, at her workplace or friends or people she was acquainted with. And so he was saying, baby, hey, Mr. Magnus, thank you for tuning in. Mr. Samuel Anim, thank you for tuning in. We're doing relationship talk, breaking the code. I'm on here laughing a little bit. And I was talking about in the movie Taraji P. Henson and Tyrese when she was saying he wasn't acting right, and they was getting into it, and she was asking him, had he ever broke the code? Hey, how you doing, Mr. Falad? Mr. Falade, thank you for tuning in. Hey, Mr. Mandeville, thank you for tuning in. We have relationship talk today. We talking about breaking the code. That's what we're going to be talking about. And I'm just sharing the first time I heard that statement or I got familiar with it. It was in this movie called Baby Boy. That's what it is, Baby Boy. For you that watch movie. And Tyrese, he fraternizing with all these females. And Taraji P. Henson, that was his girl. And she was asking him, had he messed with this girl at her job. And he was like, baby, I wouldn't break the code. I don't break the code. He was lying. Well, he didn't actually have intercourse with her, but he did have an encounter with her. Amen. So and so I'm trying not to be the church girl today, but I don't think I can get rid of it. It's just part of who I am. It's gonna come out. Because even people that are Christians, I love the fact that I have freedom within myself that being a Christian, I can have fun. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to joke. I'm going to laugh at myself. I'm going to laugh at situations because, man, that's the only way we get through life. Hey, the words say laughter is good medicine. Some people is too stiff. They too boring. They don't know how to have a good time. They don't have no personality. Just because you come to God, you don't have to be stiff like no paint thinning. It's time to break the code. A lot of people don't understand what that means. So I'm going to go into several different scenarios to share with you all what breaking the code meant to me. And so perhaps you can identify some. Let me read this. Lots of folks break the code early on and the couple's unable to talk it through and distrust from their own man. That's a great statement, Miss Minor, look, cuz I'm telling you, you done hammered it out right there. Sometimes when you break the code early in a relationship, it's hard. Sometimes you may never fix it. You may never be able to recover that. You may never be able to get that back. So while we're going to have fun, I'm hoping it's going to help some people. And that, hopefully we'll all be able to grow and learn from it. Definitely leave your comments, share, invite your friends, invite some people. Because a lot of people do, we be breaking the codes. Let me give y'all this story. So I'll be on here joking, but I'm going to give y'all a specific story that happened to me, okay? Now, I'm young. We in college, whatever, and I'm not going to use any names, and definitely, the names went changed to protect the innocent, and it's nothing personal. It was a learning lesson for me, and it changed the course of how I handle friends and relationships for the rest of my life. Okay, so let me share this with you all. So I'm friends with this young lady, whatever, and I had never met her significant other. I never met him. I just knew her, okay? So, of course, you in college, you out of town, we kicking whatever. We come back, on a break or whatever. Okay, so now this is another thing people need to think about. Okay, so somebody had told me or mentioned to me that they had seen this person with someone, had seen this particular person out and what was going on, okay? So I didn't even bring it up. I didn't mention it. I never have been the type of person that be like, oh, I saw your man. He was with somebody else. Because everything you see ain't always what you think it is. Some people talk too much. How you doing, Mr. Washington? Thank you for tuning in. Some people talk too much and they get to run in their mouth. How you doing, Mr. Isaac Abule? Thank you for tuning in. So I'm trying to get through this, man. I'm telling y'all, share with your friends, invite people. Breaking the code. That's what we're going to talk about today. And definitely, breaking the code is when you have broke the trust in any relationship that changed or ended a friendship, a marriage, or even before the initial meeting. So every relationship is built on trust. When you break the code, we're going to talk about what it looked like and how we could come up with some better solutions or a different way we could have handled things. So I was telling you all, I was friends with this young lady. We was good friends, and I had never met her significant other. We were out of town at college. We came back home, and somebody had told me that they seen this person, whoever she was involved with, out in clubs or whatever. So I didn't see him. I don't know what was going on. It could have been a relative or whatever. I wasn't even that deep into it, but I really cared about my friends. So we getting on down, doing our thing, whatever. And one day she began to share with me that, I don't know if she said she thought he was messing around, or I don't really know how it came out. But I'm just all I'm saying is she was like asking me what did I think or my opinion or whatever. And I told her, if it's having you crying, sad, upset, downtrodden, about to jump off a bridge, then, you need to get you some relief from the situation. And that's how I felt about it. That was my friend. I knew her. I cared about her. Not that I didn't care about them or the relationship, but I didn't know him. I had never been acquainted with him. I had never had any type of conversation with him. All I knew was her, and my allegiance and loyalty was to her. That's how I felt about it. So when she asked me about my, how I feel, hey, Mr. Daniel, thank you for tuning in. Mr. Sunday, I can't pronounce your last name. Thank you for tuning in. We talking about breaking the code. So my friend, girlfriend or whatever, she asked me, what did I think? And I'm like, if you ain't happy, you need to make a decision that's going to make you happy up to and in through, You know, we young. We like 18, 19. I'm not thinking, long term forever. I mean, she asked me my opinion. This was my friend, and I was loyal to her. I didn't know who she was dating. I never had met him. I had no type of vested interest in any of that. I just knew she was sad. She was crying, and I cared about her and her feelings. And I was like, well, if you're unhappy, make a decision. If that means leaving or whatever. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the first scenario of breaking the code. Okay, this ain't nothing personal. This just hoping it's going to help somebody. Okay, now, when you telling secrets between friends doing pillow talk with he or she exposing the truth teller, that's an integrity issue. Loyalty, relationship lines should not be crossed. You need to know who your friends are, and every relationship is not to be shared. When you talking to your friend about things between you and your friend, you're not supposed to go back and tell your man and your husband. You're not supposed to do that. That's breaking the code. So guess what? When they got married, or it came time to get married, she called me with the crocodile tears. Okay, I'm upset because my husband doesn't want my fiance. He doesn't want you in the wedding because of what you said. That I should, if y'all want to be happy, that you need to get happy. And that means up to leaving him or whatever. And he felt some type of way about that. How many my face was cracked. Why? Because I talked to her. She came to me. She came to me with her issue. She came to me crying on my shoulder. And I'm figuring this my friend. I care about her feelings. And again, it's not like I didn't care about him. I just didn't know him. I wasn't affiliated with him. I wasn't associated with him. I had never met him. I didn't have no feelings toward him. I just knew her. I cared about her. And I had a relationship with her. And she broke the code and went and told to do what I said. Breaking the code. And it ended up where she must have told him what I said, and he took it and went on somewhere else with it. And he was like, I don't want her to be in the wedding. Now, this supposed to have been the best friend. She wanted me to be her maid of honor. And I ended up not even being able to be in the wedding because she broke the code. She done had no business telling him what me and her talked about. Can I get some hearts on that? Come on now. People be doing that. You do not violate the trust of your friend to a significant other unless it's to a detriment to them. I mean, you just joking, laughing. But if you feel it's going to be something to that magnitude, should never say nothing. But I'm going to tell you what I found out from that day forward. I don't give relationship advice. No, I don't. I never say nothing about nothing. They get to talking about their sad sock'em stories. I go get them a box of tissue and I keep my comments to myself. And typically, if I give a compliment, it's going to be like, call me when it's over. Nah. From that moment on, I never say nothing about nobody should leave, what nobody should do, what they should do. I don't even say nothing. I let them talk, though. I have friends, that's called breaking the code. That's violating the trust of telling secrets between friends, doing pillow talk when he or she exposes the truth teller. That's an integrity issue. That's loyalty lines in relationships can be crossed by doing that. And once you do that, it changes the relationship. It didn't end it, but it changed it forever. Never been the same. Mr. George, thank you for tuning in. Mr. Hudson, thank you for tuning in. You tuning in with the missionary. Mr. Oliver Joshua, thank you for tuning in. We're talking about breaking the code. And I just shared how one of the examples I'm using, some of us women don't want to hear the truth though. They want to live blinded. That's right. You know why? And so that's why if I see your man, I'm not going to tell you nothing. I'm not telling you nothing. I'm sorry. Because I did it. I didn't even see him do anything. She came and told me that she heard that, he was out with her messing around with some women. I don't really know what it all was about. All I knew, she was upset and she was crying. And somebody did tell me they had seen him sliding around walls in the club. But, it wasn't nothing detrimental. Like they seen them having sex or in the car or something like that. He could have just been talking. It could have been friends from high school. I don't know. I would never make a snap judgment. I mean, unless you kissing or you intimately rubbing up, dubbing up on somebody. I'm talking about you just having a conversation with another human being. That doesn't mean you necessarily involved within them any type of intimate or how you doing, Miss McCarthy? McCarthy, thank you so much for tuning in. Mr. Bakari, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I'm talking about breaking the code. Breaking the code. Many people violate trust lines in relationships by talking out of turn and sharing things they have no business sharing. Period. So I was talking about my situation where I got this friend in college. Okay? We cool people. I don't even know her significant other. I don't know him. Never been acquainted with him. And she crying, asking me, what should she do? And then I say, girl, look, you don't need to be sad like that. You need to burn out. That's what you got to do. And she gonna tell him I said that. I guess, I don't know what happened. But all I know is she called me crying when they got engaged. And she was like, I want you to be, hey, Miss Darcy, how you doing? Hey, Mr. Schmidt, I'm sorry, Darcy Schmidt. Hello, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, she was weak to tell. Yep. She broke the code. She shouldn't have told him that. And it messed up. It ended our relationship. It didn't end it, but it changed it forever. We was never friends no more like that. Never. It was just sad. I loved her. I really did. We was real cool. And once she did that, I just was like, man, I ain't gonna tell you nothing for real. Not nothing. Why you tell him? That was not for him. That was me and you talking. Okay? And then like I say nothing personal. I ain't mad. I'm just saying. I'm just using it as an example. I'm a storyteller. I love telling stories because it helps people have an understanding about what you're talking about. So anyway, you ain't supposed to be telling secrets. So next, okay, listen. This is another way you break the code. Okay? And that's why I was asking, how many people, can you give me how many people be asking people relationship status? Men always asking, you know, why? I mean, you ain't never said, hey, how you doing? Hello, good afternoon. You just walk up to the person, you married? That's so, like, no. If she wasn't, she's turned off. Okay? No, I know, I mean, what does that mean? You know, people have so many different pronouns on relationships too nowadays. And a lot of you people need to figure out what type of relationship you're dealing with before you get off into understanding when the code get broke. Sometimes y'all weren't close as y'all thought y'all was. Breaking the code, that's what we talking about today. Okay. Now, a guy, so I'm saying going back to breaking the code, I'm going to give you another example. Okay, I used to have this friend, right? Hey, Mr. Smith, John Smith, Remy, thank you for tuning in. I'm talking about breaking the code. So I used to have a friend. This is another story. I had a friend, and she was in a relationship, and it was abusive, domestic violence. Okay, I guess he used to beat her up or something, whatever, sometime. And she would call me, be somewhere destitute on the corner, whatever. I don't know. She would call me, and I would come pick her up. Always there, always there, always there. All of a sudden, one day, hey, Mr. Mito Charlo Marufi, I can't pronounce your name correctly all the way, but thank you for tuning in. It's the missionary. I'm coming in talking about breaking the code. I'm showing another example of how people break code, break trust in relationships, and then the stuff don't never be the same. It be changed forever or it be ended. And it comes from people breaking the code, breaking the trust along relationship lines. So I am telling the second story about this is a safety issue, okay? So inviting people into your domestic violence situations and you're not prepared to leave. Okay? That's what happened to me. Okay? Had a friend. She was going through some situations like this. Called me. I come pick her up. Last one time, she had me come to the place where the guy, was, I think this was maybe the second or third time. He never made any moves toward me. But the last time I went, it was horrible. She looked horrible. I'm talking about busted fake, man. It was horrible. Okay, and she was super light skinned. So it wasn't no hiding and powdering it. It was a straight busted open gash on her face, right? Bad. And I go, and she told me to come get her. I get up, go over there to pick her up, and then she tell me she didn't want to go. And that the beating was worth her having a place to stay. And like I said, don't tell me your problems, because I'm going to bring you a box of tissue and call me when it's over. I'd have been, do not invite people into your domestic violence situation if you are not prepared to leave. It's a safety issue. It's a safety issue for the person that you're calling, and it's a safety issue for you. And a lot of domestic violence people, they got other people caught up in their stuff because they wasn't prepared to leave. I mean, like I say, we joking and laughing, but this is a safety issue, okay? I'm just saying, breaking the code. It's breaking the code when you invite your friends into your domestic violence situations and you're not prepared to leave. Now, if you want some help, that's different. If you want to get away, that's different. If you want to change this whole situation to the best of your ability, and I'm not saying it may not take you more than one time. Hey, Mr. Sonny Quee, not sure. Thank you for tuning in. I'm talking about breaking the code. I'm talking about how you can break the code by inviting people into domestic violence situations and you are not prepared to leave. Okay? It's a safety issue for you. It's a safety issue for everybody involved. And see, I don't like to just say stuff always nice. No, it's not. People get you caught up, get you beat, shot, stabbed, and you in the casket, and the perpetrator still hopping around doing what he want to do. So, it's breaking the code. It's breaking the code. Hey, how you doing, Sonny? Thank you for tuning in. The next one is it's a sympathy issue. Okay, breaking the code. You keep crying about somebody that's cheating, but you keep going back to them. Breaking the code. Why you keep on want somebody on the roller coaster with you? See, I believe a lot of people get off the roller coaster faster if people quit getting on the ride with them. I'm just telling you, y'all think I'm hard. I'm not. I used to be all crying and gully washing with them, and in the end, they still going back. And I mean, if that's what you want to do, fine. But I don't want to hear the long story. I don't. I listen to it for a while. I do, until I realize that I'm getting sucked in and I'm sitting up thinking up a plan to get out more, doing more work about your problem than you. I'm more worried about your situation than you. I'm more concerned about your safety than you. That's breaking the code. That's breaking the code. Why should I be more worried about your safety than you? You call me to come help you, and when I get there in a situation that's volatile, to supposedly come to rescue you, and you tell me, I think I'm gonna stay. But you know what? It was great. It didn't bother me. I could ride back on into the sunset like I was before I got there. But quit calling me. Quit calling me for the roller coaster ride, because I'm gonna bring you a box of tissue because you breaking the code. And then I was talking about you keep crying, but you keep going back to cheaters. I mean, when your dude cheating. A lot of y'all know. You already know. But you want to keep on calling your friends and keep on covering them. It be making you look crazy. Just keep on crying. Keep on. Don't come on the page if you don't want no truth on this page. Because, I'm telling you stuff. I don't know. I'm just telling you stuff that I know I'd have been involved in it. Been a victim of it. Keep crying and keep going back to the same liar and the same cheater. It's a sympathy issue. It's breaking the code. You breaking the code. You just keep on telling people the same story over and over, year after year after year, but you still staying. Like, just stay there and take it. Stay there, put your head up. Don't nobody know what's going on in your home. Don't nobody know what's going on in your relationship unless you tell someone. Unless you share it with them. They have no opinions, no thoughts, or anything about it. So just keep it to yourself until you're ready to make some type of changes. I'm just sharing with you. Breaking the code. Another breaking the code. It's uncovering this disclosure issues. Uncovering certain things about your partner to family and friends. So now you got your family and friends, hating your significant other. That's male and female. And then you going back home with the person. It's breaking the code. It's breaking the code, man. I'm telling you. If you're in a relationship with someone, get in there. Grind it out until you made your mind up. You can take all you can take. Or if that's the person for you, just suck it up as a teaching and learning lesson. When you go through your bumps and knocks, cry your tears and get on back in there and hang on with them. Because you're breaking the code when you uncover them to your family and all that type of stuff, and you're not prepared to leave, young ladies. If a dude, you're in a domestic violence situation, and you tell your brothers and your friends and your big brother, your god brother, and they get in and beat the dude up, what's that gonna do? And then you go back to them. You in the back of the paddy wagon, your family members, jumping on this guy because you called to tell on him for beating you or whatever, when all you need to do is walk away or find a way to escape. You know, it's not impossible. People have done it before. They're going to continue to do it. But it's breaking the code when you invite people into the chaos and then you turn around and you're still there. And you get people involved. It's a lot of people that lost their lives. It's a lot of law enforcement losing their lives. I'm telling you. Domestic violence is a big thing. It's breaking the code. It's breaking the code when you keep invite people into your situation and you're not ready to resolve it. And I know we all get confused and sometimes we get mad and we be like, this the last straw. We don't really mean it. I understand that. But I'm saying there are times when people are on, they're not on the slow roller coaster. They on the one that's starting up, that's going fast down like this. And it's obvious that it's getting ready to be, it's a powder keg. It's getting ready to be a total fiasco. And they still hoping for the future. Well, God does do miracles, but sometimes common sense can do it faster, quicker, and smarter. And we won't have to have lost a whole lifetime, breaking the code and not understanding that once we break trust in relationships, it never be the same. So I ain't coming in no big long thing and nothing like that. I just wanted to talk about breaking the code. So I got this one more thing I was talking about. What this say? It say, a guy's not married has a different meaning than the woman. Sometimes in relationships, when we talking about breaking the code, we need to define what type of relationship we have. There's so many pronouns and so many. We friends with benefits. We just buddies. We just talking. We just smashing. I don't know what they be talking about these days. But it's best to get an understanding of the type of relationship you all have if it's not a marriage relationship. And so when you talk about somebody breaking the trust, another person looking at you like, I thought this was casual. Like, what are you talking about? Like, some people don't understand you. Everybody can't be in your personal space and just stay aloof and not connected. That's really hard to do. And so many people think they can play around with relationships with people and not get attached to them. But, you be around people and, you've been develop bonds and begin to find out you have things in common. I mean, it's just, male and female attraction. It's just normal stuff that happens. So breaking the code, I want to come in and talk a little bit about that. How people break the code in different relationships because you have broke the trust in the relationship that ended it or changed it forever. In a friendship or marriage or an initial meeting. And if the relationship is not built on trust, you have nothing. Once that trust has been violated, it's very rare you will ever have the same relationship again. So be careful what you tell. Be careful who you tell. And be careful who you invited to your business because you don't want to be one that's guilty of breaking the code. Have a good afternoon.